You walk into a room, the spotlight's on a talkative crowd. You're in the corner, half smiling, maybe trying to fade into the wall. Is being shy a disadvantage? Or is it something completely different? A hidden strength, misunderstood trait, or just another part of who you are? Today we'll dive into what science really says about shyness, what it is, what it isn't, how it affects your life, and how you can work with it, not just against it. Shyness. We've all heard the word. Maybe you've felt it. Palms sweating, voice quieting, leaning back. In popular culture, shy people are sometimes labeled quiet, awkward, or invisible. But what if that's too simplistic? In this video, we'll explore what defines shyness in scientific terms, how shyness develops, and yes, there's data, the risks and the strengths tied to being shy, practical ways to navigate a world that rewards boldness while staying true to yourself. Let's unpack the science behind the silence. According to research, shyness isn't just being quiet. It's more about feeling anxious or inhibited in social or novel situations, especially when you think others are watching you or judging you. For example, a recent study described shyness as fear and nervousness in response to social novelty and/or social evaluation. There are also subtypes, for instance, fearful shyness, unease with strangers, versus self-conscious shyness, unease when being observed. So if you felt your cheeks flush because someone complimented you, that might be the self-conscious side. If you freeze when meeting someone new, that's closer to the fearful side. Shyness has roots in temperament, environment, and biology. According to twin studies, the genetic component for certain shy behaviors can be very high. For example, one study found additive genetic influence of approximately 90% for the intercept initial level of self-conscious shyness in toddlerhood. But environment matters too. Novelty, social experiences, parenting, peer relations all shape how shyness shows up. Longitudinal research found that from age 10 to 16, shyness tends to decrease on average, though the traits are moderately stable across time. Takeaway: you might be shy by disposition, but you're not doomed by it. It changes. Yes, shyness correlates with some challenges. One study found a negative correlation between shyness and self-esteem. Another found shy adolescents more likely to experience loneliness and depressive symptoms. Also, in school settings, shy students may struggle more with participation, forming peer relationships, or being noticed by teachers. But, and this is important, risk is not fate. Being shy doesn't guarantee these outcomes. It just means some extra factors may matter more: social support, coping strategies, environment. Here's the flip side. Shyness also brings strengths. Shy people often observe more, reflect more, and may be more empathetic because they've spent time feeling and watching. Some recent research on shy children found contexts where they were more willing to engage in helping behavior, suggesting that shyness doesn't always equal social withdrawal. In other words, the world emphasizes loud, outgoing, visible, but there's power in quiet impact too. Okay, what can you do if you identify as shy and want to turn it into a strength rather than a burden? Reframe your shyness. Instead of, "I'm awkward," think, "I'm selective in my interactions." Practice small exposure. If large groups feel overwhelming, start with one-on-one chats or smaller settings. These build confidence gradually. Use your strengths. Because you observe well, you may excel in listening, emotional support, thoughtful responses. Lean into that. Improve self-presentation. Shyness is connected with lower self-promotion and higher self-deprecation. Talking yourself down. One study found this mediated the link between shyness and self-esteem. So rather than waiting to become someone else, adjust how you present yourself. Kind self-promotion can shift perceptions, build supportive social ties. Having even one trusted friend or small group can buffer many of the risks. Recognize the narrative. You may not become the loudest person in the room, and you don't have to. Define success on your terms. So what's the bottom line for shy people? Yes, shyness matters. It shows up in how you feel, how you behave, how others may perceive you. Science backs that. But shyness isn't everything. It isn't a life sentence of invisibility or failure. It can be a springboard for deep thinking, meaningful connection, and unique strengths. Maybe you don't dominate the room by voice, but you can fill the room by presence. In a culture obsessed with being louder, being quietly real can be your edge. The next time you feel that twinge of social discomfort, don't see it as your weakness. See it as your vantage point. Because sometimes the most powerful voices are the ones we least expected to hear.